This
That's
app is
cool.
awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Weka, weka. Welcome. Yeah, I'm already losing it. To That's Delicious. Wait, hold on. You have to actually get out of the way. Okay, go ahead, Ellie. Put up the camera. Not up to the mic.
This is awesome.
There you go. That's Delicious. Beautiful. Good job. Okay, you could put it away, potato. She's decided to hijack the show and name it the Potato Show, right, kiddo? Yep. I am, as usual, I'm still Dali Bordemovsky. I hope everybody's doing all right. Hey, Sal, how's it going? I'm going to throw the comments on here, which is kind of nice. How's it going, Sal? Beautiful self-portrait you did there, Sal. I could tell your artistic ability has gotten really well. You guys have met, of course. You know my little PA, my assistant, my producer over here, Eliana. Eliana, come back and wave at least. She's playing Switch. She's got Animal Crossing going on. Yep, so there you go. Perfect. And joining me today, to this side, by the way, hello, John, is my good friend Blagica Bottigliero.
Bottigliero. So see, but because you're like ethnic, you can roll it.
There you go.
You can roll the name. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Nice to meet you all. What's going on, Dave?
How's everybody doing tonight? I decided to bring my friend Blagica on. I've known her for a long time, and we'll get into a little story as to how we met, because I actually do remember all this stuff.
Dude, I don't remember how we met. I thought we met through my parents at some random event. Oh,
man. How's it going, Spasit? We met. I brought her on because obviously we are all the majority of us. I think more than a third of the country is in lockdown right now, and so we're all home. And the show we've been doing every day has been obviously, what are you guys doing from home? Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a good time. Let's spread the good vibes. And it doesn't matter how we got here. It's just that we're here together. And obviously having Eliana by my side has been helping a lot. Blagica is my internet guru, I guess, is maybe the best.
Oh, no guru.
Oh, no. Okay. She's got a really cool project that she's been working on that I want everybody to know about. So I'm going to tell you guys how I met Blagica years ago, back in I think it was the 90s.
It was the 90s. Yeah.
It was the late 90s. We met at my Kumivica's graduation party.
That is how we met.
Yes. And see, my parents had known your parents forever. Yes. They're all Tetovski Kraj. They all know each other from Macedonia.
For people who aren't, for folks who aren't like from that part of the world, even different cultures, the way that a lot of us know each other is our parents come from different villages. And then as you get older,
line is always, what village are you from?
What village are you from?
Yeah.
First, because it starts with the father. You know, what village is your father from? Because the man is the man of the house, and then it follows suit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how the families acquaint themselves with how they know each other. So yeah.
Exactly.
It was for graduation.
It was. We met at a graduation party. We've kind of kept in touch ever since. We reconnected on a very popular website named Why You Connect. Remember, way back in the day, they had that chat room on there, and we've kind of stayed friends ever since.
Yeah.
And you got me interested and going with social media. You said, "Hey, Dalibor, you've really got to check out this little thing called Twitter."
Oh my gosh,
I'm like,
what is this?
What are you talking about? I don't know what a Twitter is. I was still trying to figure out my old website that a lot of people remember, MacLink, back in the day. I'm like, what's a Twitter? I don't even know I don't even have a Facebook account.
You got to get on the Twitter.
You got to get on the Twitter. And so I got onto Twitter on her recommendation, and I met a bunch of folks like Ken Burberry, a bunch of people from there, and it launched me into getting into social media. And I've been following you because you had this awesome long career in developing websites and social media and getting people connected and getting people online and being positive about being online and all the good things that come from it. And we've stayed connected ever since. We actually had that. I still tell this story, the infamous, I think it was 2007 or 2008 CES.
Yes, when we had tried to fight a church.
Yes, we went to, so CES, for people that don't know, always falls in January.
Yeah.
And it was the Consumer Electronics Show. Now it's called CES. And back in 2007, 2008, whatever the time frame was, we were both there at the same time. Blagica was there reporting for, I don't know who you were reporting for the company.
NBC Chicago, I think.
There you were. Yeah, exactly.
Chicago,
you had a few of your friends there, and I was there with my coworkers from Johnson Controls at the time. And it just so happens to fall on our Orthodox Christmas time, which is January 7th. And we thought we got to go find we gotta go find a church around there. And we found a Serbian church. We actually kind of invaded the poor Serbian church. It was completely empty, but we showed up there. We walk in, the door was unlocked. Of course, you can walk into churches, and walked in, gave a little donation, did a little prayer, and we left. But the capper was, so I'm Mr.
It was expensive.
Oh yeah. So the big capping thing was, I'm Mr. Party Guy. At least I was back then. I'm really in touch with how to get. I'm horrible at like any kind of contract stuff, but I know how to weasel my way into parties. And I had heard there was like an Intel, again through Twitter, heard there was like an Intel party or something going on. Maybe it was on the web somewhere.
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm gonna go to the Intel booth and find out how to get into this party. So I go to the Intel booth and I'm like, yeah, I was told to come here for media. I had a blogger media badge. I'm like, I was told to come here to get my pass for the party. And they said, Mike's not here. We don't know where Mike is. So he has the list. I'm like, okay, no problem. Whatever. I tried. I leave for the night. And then we left CES for the day. That night, I found out where this party was. I don't know. Where was it? It was like Ghost Bar or one of those Palms something.
The Palms. It was the Palms. It was the Palms.
Yes. So I show up at the Palm. There's this huge giant line. And I had my coworkers with me. And a huge giant line of people. And there's a little table up front that said VIPs. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot again. So I walk up to the front. Sorry, my lighting is horrible because I'm using my iPhone lighting and my camera.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Fine.
I go to I get to this little table and I'm like, yeah, my name's on the list. And they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Dalibor Demovsky. Like, you're not on there. And I said, and I looked around and it was 3 women. And I knew none of them could have been named Mike. I was hoping. And I said, Mike said I had access to it. They're like, oh, Mike said, yeah, no problem. You're in. That sounds good. Yeah, if Mike said it, you're in. So I remembered that little thing from earlier. So all of us get in there and Smash Mouth is playing, and Smash Mouth was hilarious. They were, I remember the stage was like a foot in front of me. You could literally reach out and like high five the band members. It was awesome.
I did not know this story.
Yeah. And then I get this text message from Blagica. Hey, we're outside. Can you get us in?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, sure, I can totally get you guys in. And I walk outside and I'm like, oh, those 3 are with me. Okay. Those 3, sorry. These 3 beautiful ladies are with me. So that you guys all walk towards me. And you said, wait, Dalibor, hold on. There's one more person. There's a guy that we're here with that also wants to get in. And I'm like, okay, great. Now I can't get a dude in. 3 women, 1 thing. A guy, I can't. And Blagica turns around and says, it's MC Hammer. You might know him. And I turn around and it's literally MC Hammer had hung onto your coattails to get into parties. And somehow I became the popular guy that got MC Hammer into the Smash Mouth party. It was just so freaking funny.
That was the most awesome moment when he walked up, because what people don't realize, a little thing about MC Hammer, because people make fun of him and the bankruptcy thing and all that good stuff. But for those of you who don't know, bye Sal. You can't see it, but up on my wall here, there is a Hammer house party autograph thing that I went to this summer when I danced on stage with him. But before I go into that,
pictures.
So when social media got really, really big, right? So MC Hammer was in bankruptcy. He kind of fell off the earth, all this good stuff. And what people don't realize is Hammer was really getting into tech. So when Twitter was popping, when it was Web 2.0, MC Hammer was experimenting. He got on Twitter. I was on Twitter. This is really before a lot of folks got on Twitter. And so MC Hammer and I would like tweet each other in DM. And to go back even further, to those of you who are from Macomb or back home on the east side, when we moved to where I, spent my teens, I went to Iroquois Middle School. And we moved there when I was 12, and I had absolutely 0 friends, like none. So I would go to school and, hey, Zwana, what's up? Hey, Zwana Puchka, what's up? So I would go to middle school and I had no friends. And so, but we had a VCR. So I would watch, remember when MTV played videos? Like
back in the day, yeah.
Club, like blocks of videos. So I would watch music videos and burn through all my dad's VCRs, and I learned how to dance.
Nice.
So I'd go back to Iroquois and I would do all these routines, and then I'm like, oh, that's the girl who can dance, even though I let them call me Barb. Yes, Barb. I was called Barb for 3 years.
I was Danny and you were Barb, right? We remember we had the English on his names.
But I just let them call me Barb. But MC Hammer was a big part of that because it was him like teaching me how to dance. So fast forward to Hammer coming into this world of tech, right? He was kind of, bankrupt or whatever. The guy was bankrupt because he paid his entire crew.
Yes.
Like he paid his
actually
people.
did. Yep.
He was a good guy.
Yes.
So when he shows up in our social tech space, I lost my mind because I thought, oh, we're going to be best friends. He has no idea we're going to be best friends. So when he showed up in Vegas, I lost it. And so I have different kind of Hammer experiences after that.
That's awesome.
Goes on, whatever. But yeah, that's the story of our techness and how MC Hammer showed up at a random party at Intel. I had a picture with him. He had a tan suit on and a cap, like a skull cap or something.
The stuff we used to wear back then, right? My goodness. Now looking back, our kids are going to be wearing that kind of stuff. And you have kids. You have a couple great kids who are sleeping right now. They went nani, as we say.
Nano. I still tell Nico, little Nico, nano, nanki, mama, time to go nano. And he goes.
My
the
daughter.
Oldest one stays up.
Yeah, my daughter is just whenever she feels like it, she seems. You tell her 9:30. She's got her headphones on, and she went from the Switch to the iPad. Now, what do you watch? Are you watching me? What? I heard a what? Are you watching me? What? Yeah, the attitude, the preteen attitude is amazing.
I can't.
But so now you are also you're in Michigan now. You know, you guys lived in.
Yes, I live right here.
You live right there.
All you East Siders, whom I love so much. Because over here, I know a lot of people have cottages up north, which is awesome. Kudos to up north. But there's a big lake over here.
Yeah.
That I live near. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to just go like 3.5 hours, I'll give you all the stops on 94. Totally. I know where all the pairs are.
All the stops on 94. That's great.
Come over and see me straight up. Come up and see me. If we can have like a big Yugo fest out here.
There you go. We can go up.
We can resurrect. We can have a picnic.
We can have our own picnic. Oh my gosh, remember those picnics we used to do back in the day? Good Lord. Good Lord. We used to call, for the folks that don't know, we used to get all the ex-Yugoslavs back together. Like usually it was like Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend, sometimes 4th of July, Independence Day. They'd all get together and they'd throw these they'd rent there were like a lot of these outdoor parks that you could rent, and we used to call them a picnic. P-I-K-N-I-K. Picnic. We go to the picnic. Go to the picnic. It was good time. We have music. You have cevapcina or kebapi, whatever you want to call it, depending on if you watch Key and Peele, cevapi or kebapi. So yeah, we go way back, and Blagica has been working in the tech world for a long time. I mean, you worked at Orbitz. Your resume is like miles deep of all the amazing places you worked at and had big influences at.
I'm just old.
Yeah, no, there's no such thing as old, because I told everybody when I turned 30, I said 30 is the new 20. And then when I turned 40, I said 40 is the new 20. And now I know, like talking to guys like Gary Vaynerchuk and other, Ron Funches and a lot of those other folks, it really isn't an age. I mean, it's like we're all connected. We're so connected right now that it doesn't matter how old somebody is. Just the amount of energy you have. And you've been doing some really cool stuff. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on, and it's weird because the way that this sort of transpired was more of, I don't want to say luck, because there's definitely the situation that we're in right now.
It's odd. It's odd timing for sure.
It's odd timing, but you have been working on a project because you've been hearing from a lot of people, how do I get online? How do I get online? How do I get my business online? And I don't want to say, again, not perfect timing, but just odd timing. You've come up with a project to help all those people that have no idea how to get online in the modern area. And I'm going to add to the streamer here, and I'm going to show folks the website. Now it's time to get online. There it is.
It's just odd because for so many years I've had a really great time with work, doing different types of work. And I've been blessed to, I spent time in Chicago for 20 years. I lived in Minneapolis for a bit, working for Target. And it's just, I don't know, all I know is in a good way to grind, to work, right? And when people, to me, being on the internet and the web is kind of like building a house. I just enjoy it, and different blocks got built, and I just have a different way of understanding it. I've been, since 1996, I was an intern when I was in college at Western at this design web company, and I was editing websites. Like,
could you imagine my parents would have been like, "Why are you on the internet? What is internet?
Internet. What are you doing?" It was just
engineer, lawyer, or doctor. That's it. There's nothing else.
It was either my dad, but it was either an engineer. It was an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor. And at Western, I majored in advertising, but it was in the business college of the school, so it was still a business minor. So I've done all this, working with different
Sure.
companies all the years and whatever else. But, just like many of us growing up, my family, we had small business owners. Like my grandparents had a diner in Detroit. My dad had a tool and die shop. Many folks back, in Detroit are bakers. They have small businesses and really successful businesses. But then people realize at some point you need like an online presence.
Yes.
And there's so much more to drive traffic. So a few weeks ago, I was talking to some students, and I guest lecture a lot in classes, and sometimes the students text me or send me a DM after, because the good thing about my name is it's unique, but I also have the Twitter, Instagram, and the URL for Blagica, so it's really easy to find.
You got on there early, that's for sure.
And so they'll send me notes like, "Oh my gosh, my parents could use this," or "I learned so much when you had guest lectured." So I decided to spend a weekend and told Michael, my husband, and gave him a heads up. I was like, dude, I am going to sequester myself. I need to make these videos. So I made a series of videos. It's 10 hours, 10 videos, just over 2 hours. And it essentially gets somebody from an idea, a website, how to get a website on the internet. And it helps you with a primer through the whole process with how to market it. And the person, you still have to do the work. I think a lot of people forget how many free tools are available today. When I was starting out back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I didn't have all the certifications and free tools that people have today. It didn't exist. Nothing existed. But today it's almost overwhelming because there's so many blog tools to use, or so many websites to use. So I just break down like the systems that I use today. I'm still what they call a practitioner. So I still do the work. I still run the ads. I still build the websites. I still put the code together. And I just put the highlights in this module that people can use and access. And then when they're done with the module, you can work with him one-on-one 4 times for 30 minutes with any follow-up questions. So if you own a boutique, or if you are a chef or a baker or whatever it may be, or your parents, or if you're an accountant, whatever it is, you definitely need to get into the digital age and have some type of web presence.
And
there is.
And you hear, like, I know a lot of my friends and relatives right now are having, they're obviously with the business issues that are happening right now. A lot of people can't do their stuff online because they're just not ready to do it. A lot of, especially the older businesses, they're very person to person, and there's definitely still that need for human communication and being in IRL, in real life. But you need to have that web presence. You need to know how to, whether it's just marketing, whether it's making sales, or whether it's building a relationship. There's all these different things that you need to know how to do in modern businesses. And we, I've worked with like bakeries. I do we have this big Macedonian festival that I'm moving my hands like this because I like to do that, but it's not showing up on the camera. Sorry. I look like Gandalf ready to cast a spell.
It is a massive festival. It's
huge Macedonian festival. And I'm the one that always kind of gets stuck doing the advertising book. I love to do the advertising book, but all the majority of the businesses don't have websites listed. It's like, just here's a phone number and here's our address. And I keep thinking, well, that's not how you want to market, because the majority of the folks reading these books are not going to like look up your address in advertising on Google Maps. They may type your name in, but then there could be like 15 Balkan shoe shop or something. There could be like 10 places that all have the same type of thing. So how do you stand out? How do you actually get your name out there? And you have to have some type of online presence, and you have to know how to cater to a market, I guess, in a way, but then also be flexible. And so you've put together these sort of modules, I guess you could say. And it's actually, the price is really good. I'm surprised you're that low, because I've looked at stuff online when I was starting to set my stuff up, and it's in the thousands and thousands of dollars just to get things started. And your price is like fantastic. And basically the amount of things that you're putting into I hate to say price, but the amount of stuff that you're putting into for that value is pretty awesome. Just reading through, all the stuff that you've put in. Cause I mean, the middle point you have that I'm showing on the screen right now, your time is valuable. People do not have the time.
No, it's attention deficit disorder.
Oh my gosh.
It really is.
the last thing people want to do is waste time and Google search to try to find out, www.howtomakewebsitemakeSales.com.
And
And
but
it's not gonna lead you anywhere.
And then my biggest beef is like, I have 2 kids. I'm a chick. I love my makeup and I love my reality TV. So the kids know when I'm folding clothes, I'm watching Bravo. Because to me, when I'm watching,
9 times out of 10, we're watching Bravo.
When I'm watching Bravo, it's like I'm folding clothes. I'm just like,
Yep.
It's my checkout TV.
But
I'm consciously doing that. So when I mentioned that there's so many tools today that people have, and this sucker, this is just a phone. This thing is so powerful to what you can do. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. So yesterday, I like to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO, and Michael and I watch like 4 or 5 episodes. I was very conscientious that I needed to chill my mind out and watch this show, right? But if we're going to spend our lives binge watching something all the time, whatever it is, it's cool. That's totally cool. No judgment. You can't complain that you're not starting something, because even putting something on the web takes time and work. And I'm so sick and tired of people saying, I'm old, I'm not 20. It's BS. You just have to have the work ethic to do it. And so I decided to finally put everything together. I wanted to make it affordable because it shouldn't be pricey. I did, some time was put together there is value there, but it shouldn't be something that's crazy over the top expensive. And so I put it together, and started a month ago, but given what's happening in our country right now,
it's amazing.
It's sped up the process.
One of the things that I keep telling people is, people tell me, I'm too old that's for the kids. I'm too old. And I always say, like, bro, you're in your late 60s and you have a Facebook account and you've posted to Facebook all the time.
Exactly.
You obviously got the time to create
like you're still
or Instagram
posting.
account or whatever. Yeah. It's not, there's no age limit. If you have a phone, if you have a laptop, if you have access to any type of tech, if you're screaming out the window with a string and a cup, you can probably get started somehow. So, and I would also argue that being, of course, whomever's watching lives wherever. I'm assuming a lot of folks are Midwesterners. I think there is something pretty powerful about being a Midwesterner within the space, because it's true. I lived in Detroit, Metro Detroit, lived in Kalamazoo, lived in Chicago, lived in Minneapolis. It was still all very considered flyover country. With there's lack of innovation. No one does anything in the Midwest. Fine, fine, blah, 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 blah. But we have this history of just grinding and doing the work. And it's good and bad, because Midwesterners are known to just put our heads down and just crank and not really beat our chest. And we don't have to beat our chest so much, but I could argue that the West and East Coast have done a good job, quite frankly, getting a lot of tech talent away from the Midwest out to the coasts for various reasons. But now more than ever, if you're a brick and mortar business, or, even if you're a successful bakery, I know a lot of folks in our community have successful bakeries. This is another way to amp up awareness. And what's so killer is, like, the combination, for example, of Google local services that are free, coupled with insane Facebook targeting and Instagram targeting, and not the, like, bad targeting that was like Cambridge Analytica, not that one. No politics here, people. Though I was in Macedonia after the 2016 election when all that stuff went down, speaking at a conference. You were speaking at a conference there. That was hilarious when they asked me what I thought, and I was like, kudos, because you use tools that were available for everyone to make people think something else. But there's so many tools and ways you can laser target. So, for example, let's say you're in, I don't know, Milwaukee, and you have a shoe store, and it caters to women in their 40s. You could literally take a piece, this is lipstick. Let's say this is a shoe image. You could take this image and target it to 10 different demographics by zip code, by radius, and Facebook for close to nothing. But it takes time and patience. You have to sit, you have to load it and set it up accordingly. And I've done this, I do this for my husband's business. He's no one's really working as much right now. My husband does private wine events. He's a certified wine expert. But I've been able to do events for him, targeted to a neighborhood in Chicago. It's killer. I actually did, and I have to say that one of the campaigns I did for him, this is so kind of, not shady, but hilarious. I tested a campaign for Michael where I
targeted men who were coming up on their anniversaries.
Hmm.
And I made some creative that said, you know, oh, are you late buying a gift for your wife for their anniversary? Do a wine tasting. The
There you go.
click-through rate was through the roof.
That's awesome. That's
through the
awesome.
roof. Yeah.
That's cool. So what's the website that we can have people check out?
It is getyourbusinessonline.biz. So
And I'll add it to
.biz, yeah.
to the Facebook feed and on YouTube and everywhere else.
Cool.
So gonna switch real quick here because we're actually running out of time here. But you've been home now. You've been working from home. We're all working from home. Michael's working from. How are you passing your time? Like, how is this work? How has this been for you guys these last few days or weeks?
It's been tough.
Yeah.
To be honest, but also our family, our dynamic, our marriage, and also with our kids is very much centered around what we're cooking.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we are big meal planners, and we painted one of our walls in the kitchen a chalkboard.
Oh, nice.
we it's a family thing. Like, we meal plan together about what are we cooking every day. So
that's actually a really cool idea because we have an empty wall over here that would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, get some chalk paint. Done. You know, it's like a half day project. You get some chalk paint. And so the kids, we do that together. So we split shifts. We split time with the kids. Both of my kids are in elementary school, and I love our public education system. But I just think that, you know, elementary school, they kind of do their lessons, but if they don't,
they still need to have fun.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's good. Cooking is good. I know where to go after we're in the all clear. We're gonna make a road trip out to that side of the state and get you and Michael to get some good food.
We're surrounded by farms. I mean, straight up, like the berries and the farms out here, it's killer. So come out here. It was so awesome talking to you. This was so much fun.
Damn, this is a lot of fun. So, hey, Elle, you owe us a joke.
Yes.
Yes, she says. Go get a joke or figure out a joke. Do you have a joke yet?
One.
Okay, she's going to give me a joke. Where else can we find you, Blagica? Your website, obviously, getyourbusinessonline.biz.
Blagica.com is what's the right name, whatever. But getyourbusinessonline.biz, and then every Monday, actually, if you want to give yourself a shout out, every Monday at 10 Eastern, we're doing a chat, a Zoom chat.
AM or PM?
AM, 10 a.m. AM.
Okay.
Every Monday, 10 a.m. for an hour. We're gonna let small business owners, come in, share. What are you up to? What are you selling? What are you doing? What help do you need? And just find your people. So every Monday at 10 a.m.
Some cool people lined up too, which I've heard. Did you find your joke yet, kiddo? Oh my gosh, my assistant had forgotten to look up. She was supposed to have a joke ready. As we all know, you can't end a podcast without a real banger of a joke. And so she came up with one the other day that was like a husband joke, which I thought was on point, I guess. But we'll have to figure out what she comes up with this time. They have the other one over there, Ali, if you really want to. Otherwise, did you find one? This is happening live, folks. This is what live TV is all about.
But think about it though. While she finds a joke, a little bit of history. You know, Betty White, when she got her started, was on local television in California. She had to fill like hours and hours per day of live TV.
Yes.
So you kill it, Ellie.
There you go, Ellie. Tell us a joke.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
Coming closer. What's the best thing about Switzerland? What is it?
I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
I get it. There's like the geography joke.
That's a good geography joke, Ellie.
All right, Blagica, thank you so much. Thank you to my lovely assistant, Eliana, as usual. Thank you, everybody who joined in and listened. And we'll see you all on... Say it. What are we going to see them on next time? What's the show called, Ellie? That's delicious. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.
We love you. Bye.